Manchester United have put out a statement. The Rashford saga has been put to bed in their eyes. This is FUTV. It's time we put Rashford to bed ourselves. Let's have a final debate on what has just happened. Manchester United, in their eyes, have just finished everything. It is all done and dusted. It's an internal matter and it has now been dealt with. Hello everyone, welcome to another stream. I'm not going to go on too long. I just want to make sure that everything is clear and everyone gets their last say on this, because apparently, according to the club, we all have to move on now without hearing anything. I know it's not Manchester United's right to tell the fans everything. Some would say it has been dealt with internally and that's how everything should be dealt with all the time, but you cannot unsee what you have seen. We all know what's happened and it isn't the first time it's happened. Is this enough for you that the club have dealt with it? It has obviously proved that Marcus Rashford has been reprimanded and he has been in trouble. He has gone against the club's wishes and he has been punished for it, apparently. We don't know. Has that entourage and everything that Rashford has gone in heavy this morning and settled this and got player power, another win against Manchester United? We don't know. Let's lead into the actual statement and what has actually happened and what has come out from the football club. And it reads an official statement from Manchester United. Marcus Rashford has taken responsibility for his actions. This has been dealt with as an internal matter, which is now closed. Rashford trained as normal today and will be available for selection against Wolves on Thursday. Cue the laughing and banter FC moments from every other opposition fan around the country again. Manchester United bowing down to another player. Manchester United dealing with this as a big club should, with no one finding out what is going on. Well, when your players are out of control, you cannot come out and just put it to bed like this, I don't feel. I think we'll hear more about this, and obviously I'm not going to go jumping right down the club's throat right now. They're saying that it's dealt with. Ten Hag said he was going to deal with it. Apparently that has been dealt with today. If we don't know what the punishment is, does it matter to us? Is it that important? Do we need to know? I personally, like I said yesterday, I know that he has, again, disgraced the club's name in what he's done. I'm not going to come back from that. I think it's a little bit weak. I feel like it's a bit desperate from the football club, to be honest. If the punishment is right behind the scenes, we're not going to know. It's just going to pose more questions rather than answers again, isn't it? We have to accept it as a fan base that Marcus Rashford is going to be back in a United shirt. There's no ban. There's no real punishment in terms of playing time. We know that for certain. It's all going to be a financial punishment. Or are they going to cover this up as a mix-up? I mean, the problem I have got with it is for Ten Hag, more than anyone right now. The club are not playing well on the pitch. If Marcus Rashford outstays Ten Hag, then this is all pointless, because he's just another victim and along comes the next manager to get the same treatment again. It really is. I mean, I said it in the previous videos that we've done on all of this. Sums this club up to a T, says Lee Mack with the super chat. Cheers for that, Lee. I'm going to come to your comments in a minute on all of this. I just wanted to say my final bit on it is, and I tweeted this out earlier on, this only counts if Ten Hag is still in a job at the end of the season now. So now everything, Ten Hag has took the flak for all of this with the fan base right now, because in his eyes, he has dealt with this now. And this has all come from Ten Hag, because he's the one who said it in the press conference. So Ten Hag, you can give him credit for actually taking this as a manager and the pressure that's going to come his way, because he's going to get all the hate from the Sancho crew as well now. Everyone else is going to be scrutinising him as to say, well, everyone's seen what Rashford has done. No one knows what Sancho's done. So these internal matters, do they differ between different players? Because Ten Hag was all too happy to air the dirty laundry of Jadon Sancho and what he needed to do. But Rashford has been kept in-house and clean. So he's going to get criticism for that. He's going to have to expect criticism for it as well. So my only issue with what has been said tonight is that Ten Hag now is under even more pressure. And that pressure is only going to come on the pitch. It's going to come in Manchester United needing wins in difficult games coming up. Can you rely on Marcus Rashford to all of a sudden just switch on? And it's okay now, all of a sudden, now it's been dealt with. Are we supposed to forget about the mopesing, the petulant attitude, slagging off the fan base, calling out the fan base and everything else in the first half of the season? We're all right writing that off because it's been dealt with inside. They're the things that are going to start coming up. I'm not going to go too big and heavy on it, but we need to just put this to bed in a way. It's like, well, we expect change at Manchester United. Ineos are still not in power yet. I'll go back to that and make sure that people are aware of that. This isn't Ineos. This is Manchester United right now. Ineos have got no power at all at the football club right now, so they cannot do anything. So let's not bring them into this and say this is weak from Sir Jim Ratcliffe's side of things. They will have been advised on the situation, I'm guessing, but still, this has to have been dealt with in-house with Manchester United. And let's not forget how fractious that house is right now. There's no one in real power to make any real big calls right now at Manchester United. So it is going to be a difficult one for a lot of the fan base to take this, I feel. I think it really is. I've put a poll up already there. Are you happy just to accept that as that being dealt with now and we move on? 78% of you again have said no, you're not happy with this, you wanted more. I think it's the reason for that is, and the reason for that poll being so strong in that, and people can argue against it, is we know what's happened. He's done this twice this season. He's had other moments, and it does look like the club are protecting him again. The biggest fear out of all of it is player power has won. Rashford has gone in with his people and his representatives, and he's won the battle. They have threatened the club with whatever, and United have buckled under the pressure. They're in no position right now to lose another striker, another forward. I think that's where Ten Hag is. And ultimately, in all of this, Ten Hag he's sort of dug his own grave, I feel, with this. I think he has. I'm going to stick to it. And yeah, I can get criticised for it, but I feel like he's finished himself. Because Rashford isn't going to all of a sudden just switch it on. You can't turn on that switch and make Manchester United better, and United fans are all accepting that. We've not forgotten about the first half of the season that Marcus has put in. And like I said earlier on today, there has been a big issue with the Jadon Sancho part of this with Marcus Rashford, I feel. And I think a lot of fans are just going to want... they're going to want to see a response. I don't think he's there in all of this. We have to move on. Obviously, we have to move on. I understand that. But we're not going to forget. We're not going to forget. And like I said, we've not even had an apology. Let's not forget about it. Let's not forget what has actually happened here. Like, yeah, it's all right for Ten Hag and Manchester United to come out with a statement right now and say this has been put to bed. This is an internal matter. It's not an internal matter when it's out in the public eye. And you know one of your highest paid players has gone out to a nightclub and has not made himself available for training because of it the next day. That's what is there. So don't disrespect the fan base. At least put a statement out from Marcus Rashford. At least get an apology to the fans. Do you know what I mean? There would have been a lot of fans that would have only had the opportunity to see Marcus Rashford on Sunday. And he would have been playing. He needs game time. So now we're just supposed to forget that. This is where you're at. And you cannot pull the wool over the fans' eyes. You can't kid the fans. And if nothing comes out for the fans, then it's going to be looked upon as a bit of a farce again, and a bit of a laugh and a bit of a joke at the football club, and us feeling weak, I think, more than anything. That's what it looks like. It looks like we're weak in dealing with it, and we've just accepted it straight away because we're desperate. That's what it looks like. I mean, he now has to, Marcus Rashford, pull up some serious trees from now until the end of the season to convince a massive portion of this fan base. The fans don't forget. They don't forget. We know that Marcus Rashford isn't going to take Manchester United to that next level anyway now. We've seen that. We've seen that this season. Now he's on that big wage. That's his pinnacle right now. He's not going to get any higher than that. He's hit his ceiling. That's it for Marcus Rashford. So right now we're looking at that, and that's Manchester United trying to save that type of player. Manchester United are literally trying to protect a player that has thrown us under the bus. Fan base and club. That's what they're doing. And yeah, I understand it. Everyone's saying it's been dealt with. Been dealt with in-house. This is how it should be. But you cannot put things in-house when they're already out. You know what I mean? It's like you cannot say it's an internal matter when it's already out in the public eye, in the world eye. Do you know what I mean? It's not internal then, is it? It's out there. So it's not dealt with in our eyes. And that's what this club get wrong for me, in my opinion. That's where they get it wrong. There's like no recognition of the fans, for the fans. And I feel like Manchester United, again, they could have done so much more in this situation. They could have. They really could have done a lot more. And I just think they've misjudged the situation again, and thinking that they can just do this right now. I'm just saying this now. Just be prepared. There will be more uproar on this. There will. Next time Marcus Rashford has a poor performance, everyone's going to be like, why are we protecting this player? Why have we gone out of our way as a football club to try and cover this up and throw it and brush it under the carpet? It's all coming, and it'll all come this season. It will. And the same conversations are going to be happening. We could have made a statement here and could have shown the rest of this team that you're not going to get away with anything at Manchester United. No, it's not. It's been dealt with in-house. And you know what? In-house is available for selection for Wolves. I'll give him this. Just because he's available for selection doesn't mean that he will be selected. I'll maybe give the club the opportunity to just say he's back in training, it's been dealt with. We don't know what that dealt with is yet. So that side of it, I have to sort of hold off from going fully in on the football club right now, because he could be available, but they don't have to select him. They could in-house be dealing with this as, Marcus, you're going to be available to the public eye, but we're not going to select you. And this is how we are going to punish you. We're not going to pick you at all. We're going to maybe sit you on the bench and not use you for 3 or 4 games just because of what you've done and your actions. Then it takes a different look, doesn't it? And it looks like the club are doing it a slightly different way, but it is punishing Rashford at the same time. If he is docked his wages, do we need to know? I think the whole thing is, if we don't know, then we're assuming that he's not been docked him. But he could be docked him inside house. We don't know. Maybe that'll come out in time. And again, I'll reserve judgment. I'll wait on that side of things. But I go back to what I said right at the start. All this has done has just made Ten Hag's job at Manchester United even more impossible right now. Because now he's relying on a player that's already down tools for him this season, who's already put him in this awkward position. He's now relying on him to keep him in a job. Because let's be honest, United are not scoring goals. The only reason we got where he was last season was because of Marcus Rashford's goals. But for some reason, after conversations in the summer, Rashford spat his dummy out and he wasn't happy. And he wasn't willing to put the effort in this season. We've seen it with our own eyes that he's not been willing to put the effort in this season. His petulance has been there for everyone to see. So now Ten Hag is relying on that guy to pull him out of the shit. So I look at it and go, okay, Eric, you've made your bed. Now you've got to lie in it. So how we on that side of it as well now got to expect Marcus Rashford to play in these teams coming up and be selected in these games coming up, because Ten Hag has gone all in this way in backing Marcus Rashford. I can just see the Sancho argument coming out of this again. I can. And as soon as Marcus Rashford has another poor performance, the argument's going to come back again. You know it is. Huggles with the super chats. Do we know if Eric Ten Hag took the meeting or the board? Well, nothing else has come out yet. I am scrolling through everything right now just to see. I've got a feeling we're going to get drip-fed all the information from this more than anything right now. I'm just having a check through everything. There's a few people replying to my tweets and everything. Marcus Rashford attended a meeting with his brother and agent Dwayne Maynard, football director John Murtough and manager Eric Ten Hag at Carrington today, with Manchester United wanting to establish the truth about last week's events in Belfast. That's come out from Larry Whitwell. That's just come out now, so that's the latest. So we've found out that it was Murtough and Ten Hag in the meeting with Rashford and his representatives. Marcus Rashford back available for selection after the meeting at Carrington today with Ten Hag and John Murtough, plus brother agent Dwayne Maynard. Separately, Sir David Brailsford also gave a talk to squad about Ineos' approach to sporting excellence. So that's a separate matter altogether. Sorry. I'm just reading through anything else that's come. Samuel Lucas, as I did say on this one. Manchester United under Ten Hag set precedent when Ronaldo was disciplined last season. He was dropped from the squad versus Chelsea. Rashford has been disciplined but is available to play at Wolves. Raises more questions. These are the questions that are going to come. So again, I go back to, we're going to have to expect the backlash from this again now. And when is this all going to settle? Stevie Brailsford again, this is more on from the Athletic. Stevie Brailsford again today spoke with the Manchester United squad, explaining the Ineos approach to sporting excellence and the importance of standards. Kind of ironic after what is happening today with Marcus Rashford, don't you think? Yeah, so there we go. Ineos giving their speeches on standards and sporting excellence, and Murto and Ten Hag are the old school of Manchester United, giving Rashford a slap on the wrist and telling him he can play against Wolves. Did I sum it up right, or was I just being a little bit there with that one? Let's get into some of your comments on this, guys, and see where you're at. So I'm going to stop it there and then bring it in with Chris. Anyone actually think the next game Rashford plays, we are going to see a different effort level? Question mark. He's been found out, says Andrew. Erik ten Hag will be binned at the end of the season. The weakest Man United manager ever. Disagree a little bit with that. Let me just see. I know my man Graham will be in the chat on this one. Where is he at here? Let's just go. Huggles has said, I can't believe what Erik ten Hag has had to deal with since he has taken the hot seat. How is he supposed to succeed with this squad and mentality of players? Again, impossible job. Andrew says it shouldn't be dealt with in-house, but at the same point, you got to try and get value for your players. That's another point out of all of this. Are Manchester United just playing it professional here because they need to make Marcus Rashford look valuable? Is there an internal meeting like, this is not acceptable, we cannot afford to let you go right now with circumstances the way they are, but we will be putting you up for sale in the summer, and we won't stand in your way of which move you want to make? I don't know. I'm guessing. But Manchester United have to make Marcus Rashford look valuable, surely, in all of this. And whether or not he's going to come out of it this season and get his move, if he's going to be staying under a new manager, because I think that's what's going to happen. Because right now, just looking at the team's performance from weekend, with all of this added to it, you just, like the comments just said, are we expecting Marcus Rashford to all of a sudden just put on that red shirt and be a completely different player from what he has been first half of this season? He doesn't warrant getting in the side anyway, ahead of anyone else right now. If Ten Hag is going to keep to his philosophy, then Anthony stays on the right, Garnacho stays on the left, and Rasmus Højlund stays in the middle. The biggest mistake Erik ten Hag can do right now is play Marcus Rashford at all in the next couple of games. He needs to let this just blow over. He needs to give this time to air now and just keep Marcus Rashford out the team. It's internal. You keep it internal. The fans don't need to see Rashford on that pitch right now. It's just going to poke the bear, and it's just going to start getting the fans irate, and it's going to cause more problems. He doesn't need it. If he is being punished internally and he is going to be out for a few games, fair enough. We'll see. We have to wait on that one. If he starts playing, if he's in that starting lineup for Wolves, then Erik ten Hag has learnt nothing. He really hasn't. And I tell you what, a stubborn man and a ballsy manager in terms of making calls. I'll give him that for one, but I feel he's going to bury him. I do. I can't see a victory out of this for Ten Hag. I really can't. I understand the stance and wanting to keep things under wraps. It's a big club. We don't need the heat right now. The problem is you've already opened the oven and it's already out. So you're trying to hide it. We already know what's happened. So the club trying to keep it as an internal matter again, like I said, it's impossible. Everyone knows, and no one's gonna change their mind for what they've seen just because of a statement that United have come out with. That's not going to happen. Erik ten Hag is a dead man walking. His decisions are just so flip-flop when it comes to these kinds of issues with certain players. I think Ineos already know they're going to replace him in the summer anyway. Fletcher with another comment. At least he didn't crash his car into a pole this time. If that was me, I would have been I would have been breathalyzed. Mark Smith, spaghetti hoops haircut, needs a good booing from the stands if he plays on Sunday. Be interesting what reaction he gets right now. Graham says, players can be odious individuals. It's in some players more than others. His form returns and a majority will change their minds. See, Graham, I don't think that's going to be the case with Marcus Rashford. I don't. I think most fans are just accepting that he is going to have these moments and we still want him sold. Wentmoss, these players are done with the manager. It's clear to see. Like we said, it's like the perfect example of how these players are going to be would have been against Newport. It's like Marcus Rashford isn't here. Let's show that we are actually behind this manager. And all we got was 30 minutes against the League Two side. And then we dropped to their level. So there's no guarantee that Manchester United are going to be anywhere near where we need to be to get back up that table just because matters are being dealt with this way. I think it's adding more issues to Ten Hag. I think he's just had to deal with this because it's such a big player in this way. I really do. It's like Manchester United are running out of players. He has got no one left. The club have got no money to spend, and he's just in a desperate situation. I hope this was all explained to Marcus Rashford, how he's just taking advantage of his situation right now and thinks he is untouchable. I still think he does feel untouchable. You only have to look on social media and look at the moments that Rashford's had. Yeah, he signs shirts for kids and everything like that outside Carrington and stuff. It's great. The work he's done off the pitch, great, fantastic. But still, on the pitch, his petulance, his reactions to fans, anyone who criticises him at all is apparently not a fan. You cannot be like that. You cannot be like that playing for Manchester United. You can't. And it's like Alan Shearer said it best. His reputation now is damaged. And when he looks back on moments like this at the end of his career, when he's more matured, and I thought he would have been now coming into the twilight of his career, but when he's more matured, he will look back on these moments and go, wow, I am not going to be a United legend because I've done this. He's not. He's never going to be a Manchester United legend, Marcus Rashford, now. He's never going to be. Because he hasn't got what it takes to be that man. He hasn't. He's shown that. He's shown it with a petulance. You could have Roy Keane. You could have the stupid things he's done, what Cantona has done. But the one thing all of these players that have done wrong thing, the one thing that they have got that Marcus Rashford hasn't, they haven't called out the fans. And that's what you won't forget. Marcus Rashford could have been and should have been Manchester United's all-time leading goal scorer. I don't think that day will come now. He had everything set up perfectly for him. All he needed to do was apply himself properly, but he's got too big for his boots. The money, I don't know if that's gone to his head, the superstardom, and that is another failed superstar. He could have been one. He is a good footballer. He will never be a great. And I think this now, and this season alone, has tarnished his Manchester United career. Yeah, he can come back and play well and try and build a few bridges, but the fans won't forget it. That's all I'm saying. The fans won't forget it. And just be ready for when the next bad performance comes in and the hate and everything and all of the pressure. It won't come on Rashford. It won't come on him because the fans know what he is. We've seen it. And the club trying to cover it up isn't going to help them. The only person that's going to get the flack, Mr Ten Hag. He's the one who's going to get it. And it's not, well, it is his fault in a way for keep playing Marcus. But his players have let him down, and he's not been in the right position at this moment to deal with it how he would have wanted to, because I don't think we'd have had this outcome if Manchester United were in a more stable position right now. If we had more players to come in and cover Marcus Rashford, i.e. the number 9 with Martial fit or something like that, I think this would have been a different story. I don't think that Manchester United have been able to deal with this any other way right now. I think their hand has been forced. And I think Rashford's representatives took advantage of the situation. I really do. Why does a player need 2 representatives to come in and discuss what he's done wrong? Why did he need someone by his side to come out and own up and take responsibility? call me old school. I don't care. Call me old school if you want, but that for me, that's kind of bottling it a little bit. All he had to do was go in and see the manager and hold his hands up. Well, hey, it might have happened differently. The representatives might have been there talking about something else, something contractual, or trying to just make sure that everything was in place for the end of the season. We just don't know what the conversations were. All we can go off is what we have seen, and what we have seen is Marcus Rashford pretty much taking the piss out of his position at Manchester United, and he's had to come in and apologise because he's got caught. Would have been interesting, wouldn't it, if no one had took them pictures and no one had seen anything. It's hard these days, I know, but I wonder if anything would have happened regarding Marcus Rashford internally if nothing had got out. Someone, I mean, it's impossible, isn't it, really? When you think about it, it's always going to be someone taking pictures out there. That's how the club have known. But I wonder how many times he has got away with it, and players have got away with it with the club and not been caught. Interesting, isn't it? It is really interesting to know. But yeah, I think with this now, I think United, in their eyes, have dealt with it. It's going to take a lot more time for the fans to forget this, I feel. Like Graham said there, performances and goals definitely change fans' opinions. Everyone is fickle in a fan base because we love the team, we love the club so much. We can't help that. It's just in us. And I feel like I think the players take that for granted. Marcus Rashford especially. Theo Christian, he was fined. However, it's been kept a secret. That's what happened. We don't know if that's happened. Kerry, just to sheer disrespect at this point, these players need to realise how privileged they are. Chris came out earlier that his representatives were crying about the fines. I've seen some stories on that. I don't know if that's definitely true. Adam, he's consistent. We know you don't like it. He's always needed his hand holding. Consistent in needing soft soaping, Graham, you mean? Because I thought you were going to be consistent with actual performance then for a minute, and I was going to come in on you. Good job you put that hand holding bit right at the end there, Graham, mate. T-Fan says, Ten Hag, who needs his mates from former Eredivisie or Eredivisie. Lucky Ratcliffe stop him from buying Bobby Stam. Said lots of top 10 teams in England would beat the top team in Eredivisie. Total tongue twister there, mate. Sorry, I don't think you've sent or put that down right. Colin, laugh out loud. You guys want you coach gone, and we want to keep our coach. Crazy, isn't it? Crazy what position Liverpool and Manchester United are both in right now. Who'd have thought this at this stage of the season, eh? Sancho was right enough. In my eyes, Rashford done worse than Sancho. I'd get rid of them both. Two very average wingers. Erik Ten Hag doesn't want to rock the apple cart, which may be best for now. I think United will be ruthless in the summer. Says Bexer. Wazar, that girl has come out and said Rashford couldn't even get undressed for bed. He was that pissed. Who cares? Rashford needs to apologise for his whole season. Mike Fergus, evening Adam, player power wins again. Enough said. I think player power has won the day there again. Manchester United, whether this will change in due course with Ineos coming through, we don't know. I don't. Rio and Gary Neville, you don't have to like players. I mean, you don't like Rio and Gary Neville, you mean, Graham? We don't have to like players. I never forgave Ronaldo for things he said in 2008. It's different, Graham. Graham, it's different. It is different. This is a guy that's not performing on the pitch. Every single play you said there was worth fighting for, and Ferguson knew it. This is a different ball game. This is a man that doesn't want to show any effort on the pitch and has down tools. That's the difference. That's where this, for me, you can maybe call me old school and a little bit outdated on it, but I don't think he's worth fighting for. I don't think he's worth fighting for.
And I don't think there's any. He can start playing well. I mean, in one season, he's turned my opinion completely round. I won't forget. It's like I didn't forgive Ronaldo. I absolutely worship the ground Ronaldo walks on, but when you disrespect the club, you're gone. It's as simple as that. You are gone. Playing with fans' emotions, it's not right. It really isn't. So, Cristiano Ronaldo, I mean, he could do no wrong. I didn't agree with. I thought he was out of form. A lot of the stuff he was saying was right, but one thing you can't do is disrespect the football club. And that's the difference in this with Marcus Rashford. He has done the same, and the club are fighting for him. They're fighting for him. So, yeah, whether or not he needs help or something along them lines, we'll have to wait and see on all of that. And I think it's just a case of waiting it out right now. I don't think Ten Hag is silly enough to put Rashford straight into the team. I think the internal side of things, hopefully, is Rashford not playing for a few games and he's punished that way. I think if he sits on the bench and sees players playing in his place that are clearly not as well, I say that, I don't know who's better up front right now for us. But yeah, Rashford needs to sit it out for a bit, and hopefully Ten Hag will do that, and he realise that is the right thing to do, and I think that will calm things down a little bit if Rashford isn't in the team. I think everyone understands the position we're in with lack of players. Rashford can be a goal scorer and that moments man this season. Ten Hag is fighting for his job. I don't think he'll have him out too long, but I don't think he will be starting against Wolves. I hope not, because if he does, then every bit of defence I've got for Ten Hag that I'm clinging on to has just gone out the window. The poll has not changed through the whole show, guys. Well over 500 votes on it, and the question about if this is dealt with in your eyes and we move on has been blown straight back in the face of Manchester United. 79% are saying no, this has not been dealt with. Let me just see what else we've got here. Alien Tenor with a super chat. Meanwhile, Mason gets thrown under the bus. Good goal from Mason tonight as well, guys. Don't know if you've seen it. Just talking football. Like I said, this Rashford thing has drained the life out of every United fan, I feel. Graham Wild. Pete, you need revenue in the club for a chance to replace him. Selling a player with value cheaply is not a smart move. Graham, we're not going to be able to get the best value for any of our players. I think we are going to take a loss. I think we have to accept that. I think we do have to accept that. Kaz says, I don't care. Even if he has apologised, he needs to apologise to the fans. The other topic is that he's not performing and I've seen enough, so I want him sold anyway. Yeah, I think that's the general consensus. It's like Marcus Rashford on the pitch hasn't done enough this season, and it's hard for a fan to see why the club are trying to protect him so much when he quite clearly doesn't give a toss on the pitch as well. I think that's the big argument in all of this right now. It is. Alex says, Adam, Rashford is bigger than Ten Hag. It's obvious, but people don't want to admit it. I think we have, mate, because we're saying player power is one in this, really. Yeah, you might as well give the video a like, guys, while you're at it as well. We're just creeping up to 200 likes. I just wanted to put the Rashford story to bed and move on. I think we're going to be looking ahead the rest of this week now to the Wolves game, a massive game. And if this is all like the club says, if anything else comes up, we'll talk about it, obviously. Anything from the club that is official. But it's all on Ten Hag now. Pressure cooker goes up a notch. Super chat from Sean. Thanks for that, mate. When Keane slated his teammate Sir Alex Ferguson, said he'll never play for this team again. I love Keane, but that's how it should be. I think he'd lost at that point. And I think he had 200 likes, guys. Thank you so much. Really didn't expect so many people in, but it's quite clear that this subject for a lot of United fans has just not been put to bed. And there's quite a lot of fans that are still not happy with the situation as it is right now. So it is worth talking about, and I think it is important that we do have a final say on this before we hopefully hear no more and we can actually start moving on. Wolves will thrash us, make no mistake about it, says Alien Tenno. UK Strange, absolutely disgusting decision from Manchester United. UK Strange is not a happy man. This is why this show is so good. It's because we get so many different opinions. I can see the argument for, I can see the argument against. I think the argument against Manchester United is greater. That's all I'll say. Wanted Rashford gone before this. Defo wants him gone now in the summer, says D. Muller. Good evening to you, Gary. Hope you're doing well. I wanted Rash out for the rest of this season. Ozcrow, would you be surprised? I'm the one, and it's because sorry, it's someone else's conversation again. It's getting late, isn't it, guys? Rashford's keeping us up again. The club can't and won't move forward until the likes of Rashford and co are long gone. Kerry has come over from Anfield Agenda on top of the league. Love that. Crossing over the channels. That's what it is all about. Great community between all three channels. Vincent Haywood, as a fan, Rashford has lost my respect. Going forward, he needs to respect the legends of the club, what they work so hard for. He is tarnishing their legacy. Another strong opinion there from another United fan. Samir, what is dangerous precedent that's been set? What a waste of time for any discipline that was set before. It's a disgrace. Step David, the Glazers will keep Rashford. He sells shirts. I'd sell a snake tonight. Give the youth a go for the rest of the season. Beto, so what's the difference between this and Sancho? That's what I knew. Them questions would start coming up. I knew it was going to come around, and I think we're going to hear more of it, to be honest. I think we're going to get, like Samuel Lucker said then, I'll just check on to if anything else has actually come about. Let's just double check if anything else has been said. Scrolling through now. No, I think that is pretty much it for tonight. That's the last we're going to hear probably from United. Maybe we'll get more. I mean, obviously Ten Hag has got his press conference on Wednesday, so we're going to hear something then from Erik Ten Hag. He will be quizzed on it, obviously. How he will answer the questions, we don't know yet. Will he bat them off like he did in the post-match presser at Newport? Will he go into a little bit of detail? He was only happy to do it for Jadon Sancho, but I'm guessing with Rashford, like it has been all the way along, it is going to be different. Why are certain things dealt with differently than others? Just kind of shows you that the Sancho thing must have been something very, very serious and very drastic for Ten Hag to treat this situation that everyone has seen as what happened differently to what no one knows what's happened with Sancho in a completely different way. It's crazy. Graham said, again, Sancho had a way out. He chose not to take it. It's true. It's true. He did have a way out. He said no. It's a different scenario in a way, but I feel with Marcus Rashford, I think because he's already been caught, it sort of puts it up there the same as Sancho already. Sancho's was an in-house matter that was dealt with and he didn't apologise. Rashford, I feel there is punishment there for Rashford, I think. This is what I'm saying. It's like I'd be amazed if Rashford turns up on that pitch against Wolves and probably against West Ham as well. I think there will be an in-house sort of suspension in a way. I think that's what we're going to be looking at for Marcus, I feel. I think Marcus begged for a chance. It's been dealt with. Don't expect anything else from Erik Ten Hag. No closed door and all of that. I know what you mean by that. Let me just see. Anyone think Forson got a game yesterday to help contract talks along? Ahmad must be pissed off. He is, according to his social media reaction to a Sunderland post. We know that. Give them both away for free. F it, says Wazza. Samir, thank you for being live to react to the news and here for our views. Adam, hey, always Samir, that's what this channel is going to be like. I said, live, on the go, wherever we are, always. We had to talk about this and we had to put it to bed. And I think we are doing. I think it has come down a notch. I think United deliberately put out the short statement just to make it, just to quash it, really, didn't they? Just to like put everyone like, just like, It could have been big, it could have been explosive, but United have just, boom. And we're just all talking about it like it's the end of the situation right now. It's not the end of the situation. This conversation is going to come up again and again and again with every poor performance that United put in this season, especially if Rashford is on the pitch. So, yeah, don't expect the conversation to stop, is what I'm saying, because it won't. And United need to perform on the pitch for this to go away. And that's one thing we know we definitely can't guarantee right now. D. O'Neill, is it right? Is it not right time in England? Sun splitting the trees through them windows behind you. Yeah, it's nice weather. It's all right. Yeah, it's a bit of a weird one. I pulled a brew through one of the windows before. Hey, the magic of technology. What kind of reception will Rashford get? Yep, that is a big one. I don't know is the answer to that. People have booed Rashford off before, so I'm guessing there is going to be a section of the fan base that is going to boo Marcus Rashford. And I expect the journals to be all over it. As soon as they hear one little boo, they will be all on that. And it will be all over social media, trust me. Lying, unprofessional and disrespectful. United have to be ruthless to establish a culture. Yep, they do. They're just not doing it yet, it would seem. Martin Elliott, it's getting quiet, full under. It's getting quiet, full under that big carpet with the stuff that's being swept under it. It's getting quite full under that carpet. Sorry. Yeah, it's getting to that time of the night. Sorry, guys. But yeah, it is. There has been a lot brushed under there, an awful lot. What are skeletons in that closet, isn't they, in Manchester United and Carrington? Won't be happy watching next game and Rashford not even trying walking around, sulking like a wee girl like he has done for years, throwing his arms around. Oh, he's got nowhere to hide now, has he? He has got absolutely nowhere to hide. Any little moan, groan or facial expression, bad body language, anything that Rashford does now until the end of the season is going to be scrutinised by this fan base. That is 100% going to happen now. Rashford will be hammered by the fans the next time he is selected. His game is done. He is so easy to defend against. His performance will be poor as right. You missed an A there. Sorry, poor as per norm, and his efforts will be poor as normal also. That's the thing. He can't afford to have a bad game now, can he? I think everyone's waiting for that bad performance and they're going to be all over him. And we know what Rashford's like when the fans turn on him or criticise him. So let's see how he reacts to that. Will he be a changed man? Adam, I want to ask you, where do you see Rashford in 2 years' time? Honest answers. Not at Manchester United is the honest answer, Alex. I think he'll be gone. And I don't think he will improve his career wherever he goes. I think he doesn't know how good he's got it at Manchester United. And like many United players, when they do leave the club, I think it's downhill from there. What a shame. He could have been a club legend. His attitude, like so many talents, has done him. Yes, it has. It has indeed. Guys, I'm going to finish up right there. Cheers for watching, everybody. An extra live show tonight for you guys, just to finish off the Rashford. We've done 3 videos on it today now. We've had it all over the weekend. I think we can definitely say that the Rashford saga is nearing an end. I don't quite think it's done, but I think the club are trying their best to try and finish this quickly so we can concentrate on the pitch. The problem we've got is on the pitch is dreadful, and Marcus Rashford is going to be part of that again. Can they turn it around? That's the big question. Will Manchester United turn it around? Guys, please give the video a like on your way out. We might as well finish it off at 250. Thank you so much for all your super chats, comments. I got through as many as I possibly could tonight. Go sleep well, people. I will see you all tomorrow. I did think I was going to be seeing you tomorrow when I said that earlier, but this is a definite right now. It is just gone 10:30 here, and I think that is us for the night. So that's it. In terms of the Marcus Rashford saga, according to the club, we will see, won't we? Only time will tell. Like, share and subscribe to Forever United TV. Thanks for watching, everyone. I will see you all tomorrow.